7 Weather with meteorologist Vivian Gonzalez.
Good morning, South Florida. And on this Wednesday, we are waking up to mostly clear skies. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but there are reports of some patchy fog in the western suburbs. So make sure that you're proceeding with caution while driving this morning, but overall looking fine if your commute takes you through Broward, Dade, and the Florida Keys. Visibility hasn't dropped to critical levels, but just keep in mind that the fog could become dense before sunrise, and sunrise will happen slightly after 6:30 this morning. 71 degrees in Fort Lauderdale, 69 in Miami, 66 in Hialeah to 63 for you in West Kendall. And then we take a look at the Keys. Warmer overall in the 70s. Isla Mirada 76, 74 Key West with very calm winds along the east coast. They will be mainly out of the east northeast and turning on the breezy side today. So we'll have this building breeze, mostly sunny skies, temperatures average for this time of year in the lower 80s, 82, 83 degrees is what we're going with between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Heading into our Thursday, we'll have a pleasant pattern continuing. There could be a passing sprinkle, but there will be limited moisture in the air for that to happen. High pressure will still be the dominant feature. A front stalls well to the north. We'll have a wind flow out of the east continuing through Friday with plenty of sunshine, and it will be a tad more humid. But with high pressure in charge, most of the active weather stays well to the north, so little to no rain expected across South Florida over the next 7 days. So between Thursday and Sunday, at least a 10% rain chance. Spotty shower chance returns with a weak front trying to approach the area. No boating advisories are in effect. East-northeast winds today, 5 to 10 knots. Seas building up to 2 feet. For the Florida Keys, there are no advisories here. Coastal waters light to a moderate chop with the next tide cycle. That will be high tide this morning at 7:19 in Fort Lauderdale, 7:48 for you in Miami. So for today, simply stunning. We'll have a coastal breeze, temperatures between 81 and 83. Tonight's lows in the low 70s, so trending warmer in the overnight hours with your extended outlook calling for a nice pattern through the weekend. Early next week with a weak front, slightly better shower chance. That's your 7 on 7 forecast. Please don't go anywhere. 7 News Today in Florida. We'll be right back.
7 Weather with meteorologist Vivian Gonzalez.
Good morning, South Florida. We're waking up to mostly sunny skies. It looks gorgeous around the entire state. Northern Central Florida, that's where we have the 40s and 50s. Here in South Florida right now, warming up into the widespread 70s, 76 in Key West, 75 Miami, 73 in Hialeah. And at one point this morning, Kendall dipped down into the upper 50s, but now you've bounced into the lower 70s. We're running a good 7 degrees warmer at this time versus yesterday due to the return of an onshore flow. It'll be breezy at times along the coastline, but overall looking fine and still feeling generally comfortable. It is mostly dry for your morning commute, and we will have barely any clouds to start things off, but some in and out clouds possible in the afternoon. It'll still be bright and beautiful across the region, mostly clear and remaining dry tonight. A mid-upper level area of high pressure is going to be settling in around the Gulf Coast states, and that will set the stage over the next 6 to 10 days for temperatures to run slightly above average. And here in South Florida, a good 2 to 3 degrees above average for our overnight lows and daytime highs. We don't have any boating advisories in effect through the Keys. Coastal waters light to a moderate chop, and we're going to get a high tide cycle next at 9:45 for Key West. So for today, simply stunning. We'll have a coastal breeze out of the east-northeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour with highs between 81 and 83 degrees. Tonight's lows will be in the upper 60s to low 70s. It should be very quiet over the next couple of days. Outside of a passing sprinkle, very little to no rain expected. There could be a couple showers returning to the forecast Monday into Tuesday with a very weak front. And that's your 7 on 7 forecast.
Any of that.
I know, and like you said earlier, it is not over. We had one winter storm push through the area that left over a foot of snow across the Sierra Nevadas, and then we have another storm system that's going to be moving in for the second half of the work week, bringing even more snow across the mountain range. For us here, no snow, not even cool air. Temperatures are on the rise, and now we're widespread in the upper 70s. 79 in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, through Marathon, down into Key West. This morning was comfortable, but just not as cool as we've been in previous mornings. One thing's for sure, we're enjoying plenty of sunshine across South Florida, even fewer clouds across the Florida Keys compared to what we saw across the island chain yesterday morning. Very quiet conditions across Florida, really. We're not seeing a whole lot as far as weather is concerned, and this is the reason why. We have an area of high pressure that's going to stick around for the next couple of days, and it's blocking fronts from pushing through our area. And as a matter of fact, this front has remained stalled to the north of the southeastern U.S. So high pressure now in place, beach breeze continuing to build across the area. So today will be breezy at times with mainly dry conditions pretty much across the state. High pressure does stick around throughout the day on Thursday. We're still looking breezy at times here. Maybe a passing sprinkle is possible and maybe a spotty shower as we work our way into the day on Friday. But overall, we remain mostly quiet with a mix of sun and clouds and warming temperatures as we work our way into the upcoming weekend. Boating forecast for Miami-Dade and Broward, no advisories. Seas around 2 to 3 feet. We'll notice that breeze a stronger offshore. Biscayne Bay a light chop, and then heading into the Florida Keys, coastal waters a light to moderate chop. Seas beyond the reef could occasionally reach anywhere between 2 to 5 feet. And we do have a tide change happening this hour. Key West at 9:45. Otherwise, low tide will take over in the 1 o'clock hour this afternoon in both Fort Lauderdale and in Miami. Highs today will be similar to yesterday. We're back into the mostly lower 80s. Overall, great day with a little bit of a breeze from time to time. So really nice conditions, plenty of sunshine. Similar conditions tonight. We remain dry with temperatures again in the lower 70s. So those 50s and 60s that we saw just a few mornings ago are now a thing of the past and will remain in the upper 60s to low 70s for the next few days. Other than a spotty shower through the rest of the week, rain chances remain low. Our temperatures remain on the warmer side. A few more clouds pushing through the area on Saturday. Not expecting a whole lot as far as rainfall is concerned. The best chance for any shower activity here in South Florida looks to be early next week as a weak front will be nearby. That's your 7 on 10 forecast.
7 weather with meteorologist Erika Delgado.
All right, South Florida, every day just a little warmer than the day before. We started the week off with a few 50s and mostly 60s, and this morning we started off mostly 70s and 60s. 80 in Hollywood right now, 81 in Fort Lauderdale. As we work our way through Miami-Dade, we're seeing more of those lower 80s extending from Hialeah in Miami all the way through 81 Kendall and Homestead. And we saw those 80s appear first across the Florida Keys earlier this morning. Now we're up to 83 in Cudjoe, 82 in Big Pine, still some upper 70s as we work our way through some of the upper Keys communities. But all fair weather clouds pushing through South Florida, specifically Miami-Dade and the Florida Keys. We're not expecting rain in the forecast today, just a few passing clouds from time to time. Overall, a nice day. Temperatures remaining in the mid to lower 80s across the board, and really no major change heading into the second half of the work week. We'll have a little more of a breeze today and tomorrow coming off the water, and then a spotty shower can't be ruled out by the end of the week with a few more clouds to start the weekend and a weak front nearby early next week. That's your 7 on 10 forecast.